Hey, what's up? Hey, it's Thursday night barbecue chat, and as always, I'm way behind on my sharing things out, because that's just how it is when Ryan's not here. I got to try and get the countdown going. I got to get Instagram going. I got to get uh, everything exciting going. But it is Thursday night barbecue chat. I'm Steve Chris. I'm the grill department manager over here at Wanamaker's, and I'm not here at Wanamaker's. I'm at my apartment in lovely, beautiful downtown Downers Grove. And the person sitting next to me is not my usual co-host, but she's even better. It's Michelle O'Gwyn from Ain't It the Life Barbecue, and she is gracious enough to join us again on the show. It seems to be lately. I think Ryan is scared of women because it's like the last time you were on, wasn't it? It was Christy Vanover, wasn't it? And because I had two women that were like, yeah, I was the sole side. I think he gets, maybe he's intimidated or something. He gets scared.
We're not scary.
No, you're nice. But it just seems that seems to be the shows he always misses. I'm going to try and get on Instagram on my phone so I can read those comments. So you might hear my Instagram.
Yeah, because you're going to fill those in because I'm not seeing those.
Yeah, so if I can find a way to get, I can read those.
But no, I'm looking forward to Susie when they're able to join in. But yeah, no, I enjoy filling in here on the show. Y'all are a great team.
Well,
it's a lot of fun. The banter's great.
I'm a great leader. No, I'm just kidding. No, I miss Ryan when he's not here. He had a work function today. He's got a work party. Speaking of a bunch of things we got going on, we can go through Susie's going to be a little bit late. I just talked to Todd. They're going to run about 5 or 6 minutes late. So you're stuck with Michelle and I, which is
sorry.
Not bad. We can talk about some of the things going on. So at Wanamaker's this weekend, we have a stocking stuffer Saturday. That is between 10 and 3. I got some vendors coming out to the store to sample some stuff for those last minute stocking stuffers before, because believe it or not, Christmas is 2 weeks away or less than 2 weeks away, whichever way you want to look at it. So it's less than 2 weeks away. And so we got some people coming out. I got Old Arthur's Barbecue. I got Rackmaster's Barbecue. I got Spice Dog Provisions, which is a local hot sauce person. And then I got one more, and I can't think what it is, Deuces Wild. And I also have Barbecue Hall of Famer Meathead will be there to answer questions and to sign his books. So get to Wanamaker's for that. And then, as always, get to Wanamakers.com and check out our classes that are coming up in January, February, March. Those are always great Christmas gifts if you're looking for Christmas gifts for people, for the barbecuer that has everything. They're kind of nice, kind of a different thing to do. So you get to eat. So.
And I hate we to push the women's class back, but for good reason.
Yeah. So we can do a little, I know you're guest next week, so I don't want to take all the stuff, but how about that world food competition, huh?
Oh, wow. What an emotional roller coaster.
I mean, you had your son and you were doing
all three of us competed. So my son, my husband, myself competed. My son is 9. Well, no, he's now 10. He just turned 10 last week. And he competed in the World Food Junior category. Out of 24 teams, and majority of them were high school and culinary classes, he and his team partner, which was little Gringa out of Texas. She's 13 now. 13 and 9 at the time took 4th place in the world at World Food out of high school kids in culinary class. So we were very proud of those two. So props to those two children. And then my husband, Brandon, when the chalks finally laid the way that World Food does all their acronyms and stuff like that, he ended up landing 9th in the world in seafood. He went in 7th and came out 9th. So we were happy with him too. So he still qualified for next year. So that qualified him to actually allowed him to be my sous chef for my final round. At World Food, because I competed in the live fire category, and I made it to the final round on the Master Chef judge. Thanks to Al Fergoni and Sonny Moody for giving me their confidence votes to be justified to be there. And I came out number 1, so I was very excited about that. So we'll talk more about that next week. But hey,
why? Why?
It was a very adventurous November.
Well, speaking of little Gringa, I don't know if anybody saw my pictures that I posted. She was nice enough. Her family was in town to do some stuff downtown with Dominique Leach and stuff like that.
After she left us and then Indy, she went straight to you.
Yeah, she went up there and I put an offer out to them to come visit the Wanamaker's at the store there, and she came out and she's really cool, and the whole family's cool. I mean, it was a neat.
The dad is a saint. I'll tell you that. Mr. Wade is a saint to put up with that much energy out of that whole group of that between all the 4 children.
Yeah,
and the wife, and I love Sarah to death. Don't get me wrong. Wade is a saint, and so is Sarah. She's a great person too, and the kids are all great too. But that whole family is a whole package. We love spending time with them in Indianapolis, with Miles and Raylan cooking together. It was a fun time, and then we couldn't be at the Royal this year, but to see Waylon still do good, and he's still doing well for his age group and still keeping up there. So we're happy for them too. So hopefully we'll be back at the Royal next year. Fingers crossed, depending on scheduling. We'll see where we're going to be.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because we had a conversation that they found out they are from Texas, so they're way down there, southern Texas or southwestern Texas, I believe it is. They found out that they went up to the Milwaukee area, I think, before they came back down to Chicago, and they found out you cannot go to the beach up here in the Midwest in early November. It just doesn't, or late November, or middle November. It doesn't happen. It's just too cold. So anyway.
Well, they're from the South. You can go whenever you want.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want down there. It's warm. Yeah. So, well, that's enough of our little chit chat. I see our guests are there and they're all ready to go. They look happy. They look excited. Todd's got some props that he forgot last minute, and he's scooping them in there. So I saw that. Which looks like something we carried because, I'm so excited now. I'm ready for this week because this time on the show, because at Wanamaker's, we have almost the whole line, not the whole line because she's got so much stuff, but hey, Grill, hey, Susie Bulloch and Todd Bulloch. I can't get you on the screen. There they are. Woo!
Hi.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Susie. Late. Good to see you guys.
My cat decided she wanted to be a part of it, and then she said no.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being late. This is how this show operates. Nothing ever goes right for some reason, but
yeah.
Well, we do our best.
If you wouldn't have texted me, we might not be here at all. It's in my calendar, but the reminder didn't go off. It's been a crazy day.
You want to add to your crazy day, Michelle? You just got done with 300 and some people. You said catering.
Oh my God.
We'll get another 300 tomorrow. Welcome to Christmas party land.
I know. Is it not December?
Yeah.
I'm ready for December to be over. Yeah. Hey, I like that couch in y'all's background. That's pretty damn dope.
That's Todd's podcast couch.
I know, but that looks so comfy. I could totally talk crap on that couch.
Yeah,
That's what happened. Yeah.
I think maybe I should.
Really, I need to go where y'all are at.
I mean, be a whole different barbecue show from the couch.
You just lay here and tell all your dang stories.
You got the microphone holders and everything. Nice. So
yeah, they're ready.
The guitars. So if you need a minute, you're like, hey, let me strum it out for you.
Yeah, he's got a band set up behind as well, so you can have a live band to talk you through.
They asked for an electric drum set for Christmas, so this might be interesting.
Wow,
there you go.
So how you guys been? It's been a while since a lot of things have happened since Susie was last on the show. One, expanded the line at Wanamaker's. I got a whole bunch of stuff. We even got their turkey kit. We got their wing kit, and I actually got to meet Susie and Todd because they were at the Ace show. So that was kind of exciting to actually meet people that you get to see on the show. So
yeah, that was
exciting. But yeah, no, we got the full line now. I don't have the full line because you got a lot of stuff, but I think we brought you on to talk holidays and Christmas and food. And I've been before you do that, I watched that thing you made with the turkey things for Thanksgiving that were wrapped.
Yeah.
Thing with the bacon and that was really, really good. I think I shared it on my page because it was so good. I was like, oh, look at this. It's gracious.
That was the tail end of a long running joke that we had. We were doing this Instagram series called Will It Burned Ends. And people were so mad at us about the things that we were making into burned ends.
We made everything into burned ends.
Because only brisket point. Yeah. only brisket point can be burnt ends. I don't know if you knew that or not. So
Right.
But we kind of made a joke. If you can cut it into a cube and smoke it, it's a burn end.
yeah,
Which obviously we know it's not, but we went so far with it to continue the joke because we're mildly obnoxious. So we did make
barbecue bologna is my favorite burn in.
yes, bologna burn ends.
yeah.
My favorite.
The hot dog burn ends.
Put that on a salmon.
Burn ends out of tri-tip. I made
Ooh.
salmon burn ends. We just made them out of everything. But I think, yeah, the furthest we ever took it was freezing Thanksgiving leftovers in a cube. So they looked like burn ends. I think we crossed a line there. But they were actually really delicious.
Bad. Dressing burn ends would be bad.
No, it was just perfect. I mean,
I would just fry them.
Yeah.
Just deep fry them.
Funny.
Keep them and deep fry them like you do macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, you could deep fry them too. We wrapped them in bacon. They turned out awesome.
Yeah,
but
it
went viral.
Dressing.
I think it has over 4 million views on Instagram now.
I'm glad you know how to use that because I still don't.
I just wish I could get I wish I could get like if I could get like 1,000 views, I'd be excited. I wouldn't even know what I would do with 4 million views.
You stop looking because people start getting mean.
Well, I don't read a lot of the I watched Wreck-It Ralph, wrecks the internet, and it says you're not supposed to read the comments. So
yeah,
I don't read a lot of the comments. I'm just looking at the views to see where it's going. Because what people don't understand is any comment, when you're making likes, views, and comments, any comment's a good comment because it makes it go further, and you make money whether it's good or bad. Just remember that.
A touch is a touch. A touch is a touch.
A touch is a touch, right?
So I'm going to share this to your Facebook real quick.
Oh, cool.
Oh, thank you, Todd.
Thanks, Todd.
Todd's on it.
All right. So we got a couple people. We got Johnny. Johnny's on saying, "Hey, it's good old Todd and Susie."
Hi, Johnny.
I'm still admiring that big couch in the background. I'm like, I need that couch.
He said, Todd, not sure if you remember me, but you sent me a new old school Camp Chef controller and some goodies. Yeah.
Yeah. Johnny's old school Hey Girl Hey follower,
yeah.
dude. I remember Johnny.
He had a controller that wouldn't work, and we had an extra one. We literally shipped it out to him so he could get his grill up and running.
And
that
the good
was
old
a long time ago.
Mr. Ambassador up there to the Wisconsin, Dan Dickey says, "Congratulations, Miss Michelle."
So, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Michelle did. Michelle did really well at the World Food Scene.
I know. That's amazing. That's
what we
amazing.
were discussing before you came on. We're letting her brag a little bit.
I Ricky Bobbied that one. I'm just going to call it that.
Oh, and then Griddles and Vittles are on. They said, "What's up? Is the bum gone again?" They're referring to Ryan. And yes, Ryan is gone. We have the stellar ace substitution, Michelle. One day she's just going to take over, and he'll be like a fill-in spot.
Poor boy's heart.
It wouldn't break his heart. It'd probably make his wife happy because she's probably tired of him doing all the barbecue stuff. So
I have fun with this. This is fun.
So anyway, so we got Christmas. There's so much to talk about as far as food.
So first off, do you have anything new coming up?
I have a video coming out, I think next week, for a stuffed prime rib, which you don't see a lot of. But I made a garlic and herb filling with butter and breadcrumbs and some cooked spinach that's spread inside a butterfly prime rib and rolled up and tied and then smoked. And that one is very cool. It's super good because I feel like everybody loves the idea of prime rib, but most people don't really enjoy prime rib unless they're eating it with au jus or a drizzled butter over the top or a horseradish, because at the end of the day, it's a ribeye and the seasoning's only on the outside. So a lot of people lose that, where's the flavor inside of the prime rib? So doing a stuffed version was really fun because it gave the opportunity to put kind of flavor all the way through.
So did you roll it out like a rouladen?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So kept the bone on the rack and then cut it
does it bone in?
Yeah, 1.5 inches above the bone. Butterflied it out. I almost just karate chopped Todd.
I'm sorry, I just
Butterflied it out, spread the filling on the inside, rolled it back up like a roulade, tied it with butcher's twine, and then smoked it. And it looks so cool. So that one's kind of fun. I think it does kind of solve the issue of There's no seasoning on the inside of the prime rib.
When does that video go live?
Next week. I'm not sure exactly what day yet.
Oh, good. Just in time for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So
that's
that one's
something.
really fun. I have a couple of prime rib leftover videos coming up. I feel like prime rib is like, turkey for Thanksgiving. Prime rib kind of leans towards the main meat for Christmas for a lot of people.
We do it.
Yeah. So I have a couple of leftover ideas, and every time we post anything leftover prime rib, people are like, leftovers, you must not have made it good. And I was like, you guys don't buy extra? Like, I'm always buying way too much food. I'm trying to figure out who out there is doing the exact math to have no leftovers ever.
They don't know how to math.
Or do you just not stop eating? Like, you're like, oh, that's there, so I have to eat it. So you just eat it until you die? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
So I'm going to ask you, what
Until you
part of
die.
the country are you guys from? What part of the country are you in?
Utah.
Utah? All right.
Yeah.
Memphis, they eat. So if they say this is a serving, you double it.
And you just eat all of it, and there's
They
no
eat
leftovers.
all of it. They eat all of it. We did a catering today for 150 people for a beer distributing company. It was brisket and pork and all the sides that go with it. They were taking 3 plates home.
Amazing.
So
But that's still leftovers, right?
It just
They're
depends
taking
on
it
where
with
you're
them?
at. So there's no leftovers. They're taking it home. So yeah, it's all about where you're at, and if they're healthy eating or whatever they're doing, you just gotta know your plans.
Yeah. So anyway, every time I post leftovers, people get mad because there's supposedly never leftovers of prime rib. But I have a couple leftover videos. We always do French dips. My dad and my mom have been cooking prime rib on Christmas Eve for years, and our Christmas Day lunch is always prime rib sandwiches, and we make au jus and do the whole French dips with the leftover rolls. It's amazing. So I have a video for those coming out, and then I have one that Todd and I have started doing recently is steak and eggs for breakfast, but I make a hash with the prime rib as the steak chopped up in the hash with the leftover baked potatoes. And then I top it with a chimichurri. And that one is,
Nice.
it's like a lights out breakfast because it's leftovers, but it doesn't feel old. It feels like its own new whole thing. So,
Oh yeah, it's like a loaded potato burrito.
yeah.
What do you think about doing that as an Italian beef?
That sounds amazing.
Hey,
Absolutely.
challenge accepted.
I think a lot of people are
I just saw
hesitant.
Todd's face go, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. A lot of people are hesitant with a cut like prime rib because it's a ribeye, it's already tender. A lot of times with Italian beef, you're doing like more low and slow cuts, like a chuck roast or, a rump or something that you're going to shred. But I think you could totally nail.
It'd be a shortcut though. You don't have to cook it as long.
Because it's already tender. I know. I also just made a homemade batch of giardiniera. So maybe I will have to do some Italian beef with some chopped giardiniera on a sandwich. That sounds so good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm from in Chicago. You get a little partial to Italian beefs are kind of special.
I know.
They're hard to duplicate.
They're their own thing.
They're their own thing. It's like the pizza. It's its own thing. But Johnny comes back and he wants to say, what's the best way to make a pulled beef? I've only done pulled pork, but my wife likes that shredded beef made by Lloyd's. So I'd like to make a pulled beef and not sure what to use and the best process to use it.
Just a little longer, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Todd's so excited.
Johnny, it's my favorite thing. It's really so simple. You just go buy a chuck roast because that's just a slice of the beef shoulder, basically. And that you just cook that like pulled pork. So you just season it, except don't do sweet. Do like a salt and pepper based rub.
If your wife likes the Lloyd barbecue beef, though, that one does pull a little bit sweeter with barbecue sauce on it. So you can totally finish with barbecue sauce if that's like your energy. But
just Google Hey Grill Hey smoked pulled beef. It'll take you to the recipe. Just follow that. Because after you smoke it for a while, you braise it in beef broth and onions, and you take it to like 208, 210 internal, and it just shreds, and it's beautiful. It's so good.
Yeah, that's our kids' Sunday dinner request. Is that old school like pot roast and mashed potatoes, But we do it on the smoker and shred it like pulled beef, and it's lights out. I just did it for 200 people last weekend. We had like a neighborhood Christmas party, and we had Yeah, we planned for 200. We had almost that much show up. And again, no leftovers. Everything went home with everybody. Todd the next day was like, there's literally no pulled beef left. And I was like, sorry.
That's a good thing for your refrigerator because the next day show starts.
Yeah.
Every time you have a separate question, but every time you have like a block party food thing, do they always vote you guys to cook or?
Yes.
That's it was a gimme question, but
yeah. Or we volunteer. Once you have it sorted out, you kind of know, like when you know how much to cook for people, it's a skill that not a lot of people.
Is the hardest part.
Yeah. And not a lot of people have that skill or have worked on it or have had to develop it unless you're in the restaurant or catering industry. You don't really know how to scale your home cooked recipes at that volume or how much to plan on. So once we figured that out, it was like, well, this is your job forever now. Congratulations.
Tag, you're it.
I know, but it's fun. We enjoy it.
Hey, we got to the point where barbecue is the easiest thing. It's like, oh, it's barbecue. Oh, we got it.
Yep.
Anything else? Think about it.
I got somebody on Instagram. They said they got your turkey brine kit for Thanksgiving this year. Was awesome.
Great.
I hope they bought it at Wanamaker's because I did bring it in for the very first time as Dick the Gift. I didn't sell them all, but I sold half of them, which is, you know what? I don't do well with kits for some reason. I don't know why.
Push it real hard.
Yeah, people are cooking turkey for Christmas for sure. But I
still have it out. Yeah. Oh yeah, you sold it. See, you sold it to me, Steve. See, I knew it. They all got secret names on Instagram, so I don't know all the customers by name. I apologize if I don't know names. I've gotten older. I recognize a lot of faces, names.
I'm terrible at names. It's the worst.
Names have gotten really bad. So.
Oh, Daddy Dish Barbecue said, "Oh man, no, Ryan. I guess Christmas came early."
See, every time he's not on, everybody's excited. That's why I'm never not on because I don't want to hear what people say about me when I'm gone.
Poor Ryan.
You don't dare miss.
I don't dare miss a show because God only knows what they'll say about me. So.
They're free flowing over here.
Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason at Wanamaker's that the kits are not even for Christmas. I don't do well with gifts. I mean, I got gift sets and they rather just pick it individually. They don't want to pay for the packaging, I guess. I don't.
All right. So anything new coming for 2025 you want to talk
about? We just launched, we don't do this very often, but we just launched a spicy sweet and a hot honey. So those ones just came out 2 weeks ago and people are getting them in and the feedback has been so great. I just used the hot honey today. Oh, a little twisty.
Look at them labels.
Yeah. So those just came out just barely. And then in 2025, I don't even know if I'm supposed to talk about this yet.
Go for it.
It's your call. You're the owner.
I do.
Nobody's watching anyway. So
we did. We came out with some barbecue gloves that I think solve a lot of problems in the barbecue industry. They're a cotton lined dip glove. So they're waterproof, grease proof, and heat proof up to 450. And they meet FDA requirements for food safety at high temperatures.
So you don't want to put your hot gloves and then a nitrile on top, or you can just like do one and only?
It's just one glove. And then to clean it, you just wash your hands and take them off. They're phenomenal. Anyway, we did a little pre-launch on them just to gauge public interest, and we had to shut it down after 4 days. We sold 2,000 pairs of gloves in 4 days. And it was just a pre-order. So those are coming in spring 2025. We're actually going
Would you like me and Sunny to like test those little suckers out at When Pigs Fly Out in Cape Girardeau?
Yes. Wait, when's that? January?
It's mid-January.
I won't have them in January.
Dang it.
I'll have them early spring. I know. So
Everybody wants them right now.
I know. We're working.
We can test them out and talk them up for you while we're there.
We're going to the manufacturing facility in January to okay, let's go. We need them like as soon as possible. So we're going to go light some fires and see if we can't get them done sooner. So those are coming out. We're very excited. It's kind of our first foray into hard good and not a food product. So to see the response was so positive was really, really encouraging. They have been in development. We have gone back and forth with different manufacturers and got samples back
3 or 4 years.
Years to get exactly what I wanted. So I'm really excited about those. And then in the summer, we're launching some jerky marinades or seasoning blends.
That's different.
Feel like a lot of people want to make jerky. If you're cooking on a smoker, it's really easy to make jerky, but a lot of people are intimidated by like the curing process.
No,
it's easy, but it's still kind of like, if you've never bought curing salts before, if you've never, you know what I mean? Like the weights and the measurements.
Dehydrator. They need a really good dehydrator.
Yeah. So that's going to be fun. And it's all the same flavors. If you go to buy a pre-made jerky packet, they're all kind of the same, like original, pepper, teriyaki. And we're going to do some fun flavors. We had a couple of recipes that have been on the website for years that are kind of fan favorites. So we have like a Dr. Pepper jalapeno jerky and a coffee and like hint sweet Java. Anyway, so we have some fun flavors that are going to be a little bit unique and a little bit different. So
it sounds like a partnership with a dehydrator company and like how to shake it in the bag, and then put it out there.
Yeah. So those will be fun. Those are really early in development right now, but hopefully by summer we'll be ready to go.
There'll be some good TikToks in the summer.
Do you have any? You don't have just regular like that pink curing salt available, do you? Like, I mean, do you sell it in your line? Well, that's what you need to sell. I get a lot of people that ask me for that.
Just tell them where to get it. Just pink curing salt is just natural. Just go buy it.
Yeah,
but I want them to buy it from me, Michelle. That's the thing. I want them to buy it from me. I get people that ask me all the time, and I don't have it. I don't have just.
Stores don't carry it. Grocery stores don't carry it.
Right.
The closest you get is Morton Tender Quick, and it's not the same because it's not straight curing salt. It's a blend. So
you gotta buy it online.
Yeah, buy it online is usually the
Barbecue Blackstone and Beer says Amazon has it.
Yeah.
Well, we know who that is because he says hello. All sorry I missed tonight. It's Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Ryan, we don't mention Amazon on this show, just so you know. That's not a name that we use.
Oh, he did.
Product. Well, I know he did because he shops at Amazon.
But yeah, it's hard to find it. So unless you're ordering it online. So if you were there and you had some at Wanamaker's.
Well, that's why I was asking because the biggest thing I'm getting for right now is people want the salt and they want some size pepper, and I can't think of what black pepper, and I can't think of. Yeah, like number 9 or 8 or 7 or 6 or 5, whatever it is. They're always asking me for it, and I don't have a place where I can get just the most popular spices. I don't want all the spices. I just want the spice. I could probably sell a lot of that spice, or a lot of the pepper and a lot of the pink salt.
Cool.
Because nobody else has it. So think about that if you want to.
You could look at Spiceology, but I bet it's too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was Spiceology. I'm just started. I don't want to say bad things, but I just started getting rid of Spiceology. They're just too expensive. I don't sell a lot of them. They're great products, though. Don't get me wrong on them. I just don't move enough. So it's just I rearranged things today. So I was laughing. I was going to show a picture. You actually moved to the top shelf because you were down in the middle, and I was moving things around. I got you up towards the top shelf. So Susie's now on the top shelf of
So what's your next schedule? So I know we're at the tail end of Q4, but what's your Q1 looking for 2025?
We're gonna leave it in January to visit our manufacturer. We're going to a show in Las Vegas in January. It's called the Specialty Food Show, or the Specialty Food Association, the Fancy Food Show. And it really focuses on like specialty, kind of smaller, higher quality, higher end like ingredients, kind of that gourmet food world. And that's always super fun to go to that show. I don't think we're getting a booth this year, but we probably will next year. But in the past couple of years, I've been a part of like the judging process, selecting some of their top entries that get like you can submit your products to be judged by their committee. And so I've been part of the committee that kind of picks the top specialty food products in each category every year, and they have a big award ceremony. And so that's always really fun because it gives you kind of a cool look at what is entering the market and what's kind of standing out, and a lot of food trends. And they have 2 shows a year. They have one in Vegas in the winter and then one in New York in the summer. And so this is their winter show. So we'll be down there in January
Who runs their judging for that?
It's through the Specialty Food Association, and I think it's by invitation only. And I happen to be invited because I'm on the board of a sister conference that is called Tastemaker Conference, and it's a conference for like food creators that do like online food creation. So they have a partnership with the Specialty Food Association. So I'm involved in both.
If there's rub people or whatever that want to get involved with that, how would they try to get involved with that type program for something going forward in the future?
I think the first thing you would do would be sign up to be a member at the Specialty Food Association, or go to their website first, because there's membership that has a ton of information about like developing your own product. And a lot of people who are members are people that have their own product line. But they have information on their website about like the judging criteria and submitting entries. So I wonder if there's an area on there that has to do with like signing up to be a judge. I haven't looked into it, but I'll have to check.
There's also ways, obviously, for their entries or being a judge or vice versa or whatever. There's ways to be part of it. Just like there is for NBBQA or any of these other bodies that do their rub.
Yeah. Really similar to NBBQA.
Cool. Just different line.
Yeah. But like they have everything. So we were judging, like there was a barbecue sauce category, but there was also a jam category and a chocolate sauce category and a pickle category and a frozen foods category. And like, I think we judged over 3 days, 50 something different categories with the top 5 in each category. So we were like rolling out of there by the end of day 3. It was pretty nuts.
I just judged the MBBQA last weekend and I was swollen from sodium by the time I left there.
It gets you.
It does.
But yeah, that'll be
all day long.
We judged sauce, marinades, and rubs. My liver was not happy.
Yeah. Plus like the phosphates and it's more than just salt in there.
Yeah.
Well, we got that. I do that all day long. I got this. It's slower during the week. It's slower. I got the little sample station. So that's,
it was worse than a 1 bite challenge. I'll tell you that.
I sit there and do my sample station all day of hitting all my favorite rubs.
All right. So I'm going to ask you,
I do it every day.
What's your favorite contest that you like to cook at?
Oh, we're not like a competitive barbecue team. We go hang out and cook on other people's teams. And basically we wash their dishes or cook their ancillaries.
What's your favorite one to go to?
I think my favorite has probably been Memphis in May. I think that because every year I've gone, we've done whole hog. And being a part of those whole hog teams, and the on-site judging, and there's just like no other competition is even close to the same in terms of like the pace and the intensity and the energy and the intention and like the level of stoke when the judge pulls up in the tiny golf cart. Like I've never, do you know what I mean?
And I apologize for asking this question because I run the judging for Memphis in May. So who do you cook with there?
A couple years ago, we cooked with
the Bringles.
The Bringles. They had 2 teams there. So Todd was on Carrie's team and I was on Delaney's team. And then last year we cooked with Mike Simon and Joe from Slaps. We made our own weird little team that they had because they were filming. Mike was there filming Barbecue USA. So he called me and
Darnell,
Joe and Luke, and anyway, it was a lot of fun.
Well, anything we can do to help you out with that, just let us know because that's what we do. Me and my husband do anyway. We run the judging for Memphis in May, and we've worked our butts off to make it better and better every year, and we're still working on. We get some good, exciting things to announce here soon for next year.
Fun,
and I can't wait to be able to say those words when I'm allowed to say those words. So.
They only cooked with Michael Simon and Joe from Slaps.
I have not cooked with Michael Simon yet, but I just make the scores happen at Memphis.
I haven't cooked with anybody yet, so I'm kind of.
I want to cook the contest. I want to win the dang thing one year, but they still need us for right now. So we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, and I would love to see y'all back. So now I was excited to see that was your favorite one to cook, and
it is. It's so fun.
The new CEO has a good vision and a new idea on what to make it bigger and better. So I'm really excited to see now that he's in there 100% what it's going to be next year and the year after that and the year after that. So
awesome.
Another reason for me is like the whole reason we're into barbecue is because of the barbecue pit masters, where they followed Tuffy and Leanne and Myron around, you know? And that's the first exposure we ever had to the Memphis in May contest. And so it feels very historic and meaningful to be able to go to that, you know, competition.
I'll be honest, my first exposure to pit masters is one of the little ancillary, the smaller contests they had leading up to that. And that was, it was called Wind Pigs. No, I think it was called Wind Pigs Fly before Wind Pigs Fly is in Cape Girardeau. And it was here locally in Memphis. And it was at the Ducks Unlimited event. And I remember seeing Tuffy and Myron and Melissa before they were big, before they were famous. It was like when Pitmaster just had started. And my biggest memory of that event was I was getting Melissa her coffee because she liked her Starbucks before she was famous. I knew she liked her Starbucks, but poor Tuffy, and just met him. He was just trying to get a dang ice cream cone, and they were like trying to shuffle him off back to the stage because I needed him to go back to the stage for filming. And he just wanted a dang ice cream cone. And I was like, get the man an ice cream cone. He's hungry. And that's my memory of Pitmasters. That poor man just wanted a dang ice cream cone.
That's funny.
That's funny.
But ever since then, me and Tuffy have been good. I was like, do you want ice cream? I'll get you an ice cream.
Oh, Tuffy's the best. It is weird to go from watching all of these people on TV and seeing them in, you know, what they've done with barbecue and how mainstream it's been able to become because of the work that they did in that like television era. Like they set the stage for everyone now who cooks barbecue online and has a following. They really built that framework for barbecue to be a language that regular people could speak, because back then barbecue was like, it really was like a secret language. There were terms that if you didn't know, you would not even know what people were talking about. And they brought that vernacular into like American households. Like we could talk about barbecue in a way that we didn't know about before. So it was a really cool way for us to kind of get introduced to the world of barbecue before we really really got into barbecue.
And then COVID really propelled it.
Totally. Yep.
Then it took it to the next level. It took it to that, like it was already starting to propel just from the things that people were going, because people weren't not cooking anymore. People were not doing the things. They were going to restaurants again. And we listened to a lot of the History Channel on the history of food and the history. I don't know if you watch those shows or not, but they do really show you the path of how we've gotten to where we are from when we were kids. Because we all know we barely had Godfather's Pizza and McDonald's and Wendy's and stuff. To where now you have all these restaurants you can go eat at. They were never there before. But if you watch the History Channel and you see the history of Subway and how the battle of that and other restaurants all got together and things like that, it's really come a long way. And then since COVID, it's even been more prominent about how the food sport world with the Food Network has come into play, and Netflix and the Food Channel and all the other ones, because now there's more than one. It's now there's like 4 or 5 of them. And it's just a matter of what networks want to pick you up. But the food culinary sport world has definitely changed in the last 10 years.
Yep.
That's where my husband met. We met 11 years ago at Memphis in May, to be honest with you. He was a paid employee there, and I was a volunteer. And that's how we met. And I was already cooking in the culinary world, and I took him into my hobby. And so it's definitely awesome to see how things have changed and looking to see where it's going to go. I don't think it's done. It's nowhere near done. After seeing what World Food's bringing into it, after the article that came out with Forbes the other day with World Food Championships and what they're doing, and they're taking CBS into it and want to take into food sport into a culinary weekly challenge on one of the 4 networks. That's a lot, man. I mean, this is people that are our level, right? Going in on a weekly challenge on a major network. They don't want the Michelin star people. They want people like us that are out there cooking.
Well, I got a question for Susie. Do you consider yourself then the 3rd generation of pit masters, being that you went from the pit masters when it came out? Then the original pit masters then became, they drove the market of barbecue, and then now it's evolved to where people like yourself who are on social media, that don't do as much competition cooking, that now you're the influencers driving the love of barbecue and moving it forward, that there's not as much attention to the competition person as it is, I think of you and I think of Grilling with Dad, and I think there's so many other ones out there that do barbecue type of content social media wise, that you consider yourself now the third generation from Pitmasters.
Maybe the third generation from Pitmasters, but I feel like it obviously goes back way, 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 way further, because Barbecue Pitmasters built their, like they had the opportunity to have that visibility because of all of the generations before. Like barbecue is not new. Every single culture has a history of that, like open fire cooking up until 3 generations ago. We had people that didn't have electric or gas ovens in their home. Like all cooking was, over a fire, like just all of it was
right
until really recently. So I think it's like the influence of it is spreading. And I think in large part due to social media. And I think that is a shift from like TV to digital media to specifically like social media channels where there's a lot of virality. But before that, it was, a lot of just regular people, like you said, Michelle, just people cooking, just regular people cooking over a fire because that was the option. That was all there was. So it's cool to see it gaining popularity in a way that's actually turning us back more to the way that our not so distant family members and relatives would have been cooking. So it's pretty great.
What I like seeing about it is people actually cooking again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've seen the news media talk about how when COVID happened, people were stuck at home and they had to cook again. They had to cook more at home because restaurants were closed and this, that, and the other. And that has been the death of a lot of the restaurants, or it put a nail in their coffin that made it slow off their death curse or whatever you want to call it. I've seen it happen here in Memphis where restaurants are closing that have been here for like 98 to 100 years old, and they're closing off because people just can't afford to go there, or people just learned how to cook there for themselves because during COVID they had to.
Yeah.
But I still hate to see that part of it die down on the restaurant industry, because that pays my bills obviously as a caterer and things that I do. But at the same time, I thoroughly enjoy seeing people learning how to figure things out for themselves. I'm enjoying watching my kid learn how to cook and inspire his classmates on how to cook so they know how to cook when they are in their adult years. And it's getting back to that again, the cycle of things that always happens. We've always had a cycle of things in barbecue world where teams start doing well and then they don't do well, and they do well again, they don't do well again. Well, it's the same thing again with we're cooking again. We're cooking again, now we're not cooking again. Now we're cooking again, now we're not cooking again. We're now in the cycle where everybody's starting to cook again. Yeah. They're all starting to find their voice. They're all watching the TikToks. They're watching the videos. They're watching the Instagrams. They're seeing the videos. They're seeing the recipes, and they're testing things out. They're getting creative, and that's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, but that's because they see people like Susie and her 18 bajillion recipes that she can have on there. And I do have to say, I use that QR code so many times when I sell the product now. Now that you pointed it out to me, it's just kind of like, it's like, oh, this is great. Because it's like they look at it and it's like, obviously it's the larger size shaker, and they're looking at if they get the rib rub, it's like, okay, I don't cook ribs that often. I said, look, you just scan this little thing, 80 million recipes of what you can use this for.
Like, for example, I'm in the Sam's, like Sonny is all the time. I'm in Sam's Clubs doing demos all the time. The whole point is we're trying to get these people realizing it's not that complicated to cook for yourself. No. The videos you're doing, Susie and Todd, are not complicated. You're knocking it down to an easy level to where they can focus on it. And that's what we're doing in these things, too. We're trying to get America cooking again. So whatever slogan you want to go with, but that's what it boils down to. Get people back in the kitchen again, whether it be with their family, their husband, their kid, their spouse, their mom, their dad, their grandmother. It doesn't matter. It just get people cooking again.
Yeah. And a big thing for us is that it's
yes. He's like, yes.
Yeah, but I think we've crossed over. One thing that I love about barbecue is it's not just cooking out of necessity. It's not just like, oh, we got to eat tonight. It's like, oh, I'm going to fire up the charcoal. It's burgers. Like our kids get stoked every time. We've been doing this for 14, 15 years. And our kids are still stoked when they come home from school and they can smell the smoke in the backyard, you know? I don't know. So it's, to me, the idea that cooking in this way can be fun. It can be a hobby. It can be an experience. It can be a memory. It's not just a meal.
Experiment.
The best. Yes, it's so fun.
I really want to try the live fire cooking. That's kind of like,
Steve, you're lacking. You got to get on it.
Huh?
You got to get on it. You're lacking. If you haven't done it already, it's so easy.
I can't do it here in the apartment. It's not like I can just
you have a porch, right?
A very small balcony, but yeah, I can't do a big, huge live fire thing.
You can just put some fire in that thing.
I just, as I've said many a time, I just enjoy eating, and it's just so much easier to eat somebody else's stuff.
Steve just wants someone to invite him to their house.
No, I just want to do I go into the shed and stuff. If they do live fire, I want to cook with people if they're in the area. And
why don't live fires what Al Fergone's doing or what everybody else is doing? Live fire is just open fire.
There's an annual event that Al throws down in Texas at the end of October.
In Hondo,
you should.
Yeah, in Hondo.
Yeah, you should go to that because I'm sad you missed it. Yeah,
I'll be there this year.
I know I'm going to be sorry I missed it. I just got so many. Now I got to do. We had Craig Carter on last week, and he's going to do his Carnivore Carnival, which is the first weekend in October, and I'm trying to save enough vacation time for that. So pray for no hurricanes or disasters, so I don't feel like.
And I got Arlington in the middle of October, and then we got to go to Hondo after that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I got my normal vacation. I got the shed coming up. The store's going to be closed for a week and a half this year, so I got to waste time for that. So we'll see. I'm hopefully I'm going to get everything I need to get in. And then
don't forget to save your time off for the Ladies of Barbecue in June.
When is that one? We were talking about that last time.
June 21st this year.
It's not the Ladies of Barbecue, is it?
Well, you don't want me to say the bad word.
Oh.
Why not?
That's right.
Well, sometimes you guys get me that face, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, we just like when people say weird words on the show.
Bitches of barbecue. Y'all just come on.
Bitches of barbecue, yeah, right. I just sometimes there's just funny words that come up on the show. They're just funny.
I asked if they wanted to change the name. All the women said no. They said no, we like the name. And at this point, when you have 30 women that say no, you keep the name.
You even got a logo now. I saw the logo.
We have a logo. Like the logo. We're approaching 40 women that want to be there. Where do you find 40 women that want to cook a rib?
Susie's going to be there, she said.
At the same time.
I penciled in my calendar.
So
I'll make it if I can make it.
By the pool and do a belly flop. That's it.
I gotta see. I get so many things I want to go to this year. I can't.
That's
I don't know
the problem. That's how I feel too. I'm like, okay, when is it? Okay, what do we have? Because I feel like there's something every weekend. And there's
so I had to move my date so I can go to Key West.
Yeah, Key West.
See, and there's another one I want to get to.
I want to go to. So I had to move my date because 2 years ago when I first started the contest, it was the same weekend as the Key West invitation on. I had to change my date.
Yeah, well, I want to go to that too.
That's a can't miss one.
Yeah, that's US is a no miss.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna miss it. I think again.
I think I'm gonna miss it.
I think I'm gonna miss it again.
I'm gonna miss it.
Well, I told you. We're getting ready to December 23rd is the last day the store's open. So I got to use vacation time from the 24th all the way to January 5th. So that's going to take up almost a week of my time. And then I got a regular vacation. So there's 2 weeks of my time. So I only got 2 weeks left. And then I got the shed coming up. I'm going to be going down for the shed, which is going to take up some vacation time. And then I want to go to Craig Carter's thing. And then I probably at some point I should probably find a way to go out and see my kids. So I got to figure out a way to squeeze that into barbecue stuff. The only thing that's nice is that one's in Vegas. And then my younger one is in San Antonio, so that's in Texas, which means I can tie barbecue into that.
Yeah.
So that kind of
you can tie the Vegas one in next year because Christy at Girls Can Grill has the barbecue jackpot. She just had it last weekend. Amazing.
Did you go to it? Was it did it turn out really well? Yeah.
Yes.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
We had a good time.
Yeah, she did such a great job. Next year's promising to be even better. So
yeah, that's gonna be that's a see. Now I gotta get out there. See, now that would be something I could kill two
tie
birds
it to
with
a
one
kid.
stone.
You're good.
Tie it to a kid. Well, and the nice thing is he's in
I
the
do
Air
that
Force.
too,
So
I'm not gonna
he
lie.
probably
But
doesn't.
my kids are in Hawaii and the Bahamas, so I'm struggling with that one.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Like I said, he's in the Air Force, so I don't know if he can get off base that often. So, that would be perfect. I could say, sorry. I mean, I know you don't worry about getting too much time. I got a competition to go to. So.
Is he in San Antonio?
My younger one's in San Antonio. He's going to University of Texas, San Antonio.
Which one's in the Air Force?
My older son. That's the one that graduated from the Citadel. He went to the Air Force.
Where is he at?
He's at Nellis.
Where's that?
Nellis is in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And then my youngest is in San Antonio. They moved out to San Antonio. So
My Air Force kid is in Hawaii, and my Navy kid is in the Bahamas.
Oh, well.
Yeah, they can just stay there and just shut up.
Yeah.
They're not coming home. They're running in.
Yeah, they're never coming home. I don't think mine will ever come home either. But anyway, so yeah, so that's why I don't know if the Key West Invitational is going to squeeze in there or not. So
I get it. It's so hard.
I'm making that one happen.
Our best.
2 years. I've already told my husband that one's happening because I want that one that bad.
Sounds fun.
We hate to do this to you guys, but we have to run. We have to go pick up a kid from an activity in 5 minutes. So.
Oh, that works.
We still
No
have
problem.
kids at home.
Wrap this up.
So many kids.
I get it.
Yeah,
We had to do that before y'all.
No problem. Well, thanks for being on, and then we'll maybe see you down the road sometime somewhere.
I'm sure we'll cross roads at one of these events. This year.
Are y'all the Cape Girardeau or are y'all the Shed? Or neither?
Neither.
That's the same weekend as the fancy food show Las Vegas thing. There's 3 things that weekend, and we have to choose the Vegas one. So.
I know.
I don't blame you.
Well,
That's
you
what
guys
I get
are
for being on the board.
Well, I'm staying home with the kids. She's going to Vegas.
Yep.
Who drew the lucky straw?
I don't know. Either? Both?
The conference is big, like food bloggers, and more like what she's doing, so it's not really applicable to me.
Who's having more fun?
Yeah, I'll send the kids to school and
Oh,
take a
looking
nap.
different.
He sends to school. He can take a nap all day.
Yeah,
that's what I'd be doing.
Every time I go out of town, Todd just stays in his underwear and orders Indian food. I don't know. I think he has a great
what I'm
time.
talking about. You don't have to put a bra on. You can stay in your pajamas.
Yeah, that's what Todd does when I travel.
I also don't put a bra on.
It's one of those few breaks that he gets, you know?
It's a real perk.
Otherwise, he's normally
So
wearing a bra,
Todd
I guess.
wins for that weekend.
Yeah.
So,
He's going to wear
all
a
right,
bra.
guys.
Thank you,
All right,
guys.
if
Good to see you.
Shop locally if you can to get the Hey Grill Hill. If not, to go to heygrillhey.com and place your order. Get all your stuff for the holidays. Get gift packs. They got everything in there. Or you can just come to Wanamakers and we got all
Get it
this
at
stuff.
Wanamakers.
Get it at Wanamakers.
Thanks, guys. All right, guys. Thanks
See
for
ya.
coming
Bye,
on.
Michelle. Bye,
Bye-bye. Bye. Awesome. So yeah. So anyway, so I got a lot of stuff that goes on. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. So
A lot of breathing.
Yes.
Deep in, deep in, out.
that's life. That was a good show. Now they were talking to themselves over there. I don't know what they were.
A lot of us on YouTube. You have a lot more YouTube comments than you have. So last week when I was not on the StreamYard. I was only on the Facebook, so I could not see all the YouTube comments. You definitely have a lot more YouTube.
Yeah, I don't
comments.
know who. I don't know whose YouTube they are. They could be Ryan's YouTube or my YouTube. But there's. It's good to see a lot of YouTubers. So if you're on YouTube, thank you very much for watching on YouTube. And as always, that Michelle brings up a good point. Follow us on, if you're watching this, follow us on YouTube. It's all about the barbecue, Blackstone, and beer. Or you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok. What else is out there? I'm not on. That's all I'm on.
I don't do the X. I'm sorry.
I don't do the X either. I never understood that. I never understood it when it was Twitter. and I don't even understand it when it's X.
Well, next week I am your guest. Brian will be back as co-host.
Yeah, isn't that too bad? But he's going to be back.
I also Ricky Bobby WFC, but it was an honor. Dan Dickey. Yeah, Ricky Bobby, it sucks, but it was kind of awesome. No, I'm looking forward to being back next week. So, hey, y'all drop it in the comments. What side dish do you want to see made? What recipe would you like to have? Because they want me to do a cooking demonstration. So I will do whatever side dish I can come up with in that time frame and figure it out for y'all. So if you have something you want to learn how to make, shoot in the comments. And
yeah, well, Trisha's doing stuff. So if you hear stuff banging in the background, it's Trisha.
It's not Brandon. He's not doing dishes yet.
I know. I thought we were going to have a competition to see who could either be Trisha or Brandon. We're going to make bigger dishes noise this week, but it's not happening today. But anyway, so we got Michelle next week doing a cooking live. And again, please comment or send messages or whatever, what you would like to think you'd like to see her cook.
Questions you have about me, what's going on with Final Table. If I know anything, I can talk about it. If I can talk about it by then, I will. Whatever.
Yeah.
We'll have a good last pass before Christmas.
And then the 26th, I think, is the day after Christmas. Probably not going to be a show. I have not been able to, going into 2025, I have not been able to get anybody to take January 2nd for the show. It was kind of like a challenge. I've been challenging people. I did send out a challenge to Brooke or Brad to see if they wanted to do the show on the 2nd, the day after New Year's Day. But I don't think they're going to. I was trying to get that to hype the shed because I will be at the show.
Maybe we do a mystery guest.
Oh, we could. I mean, if I could find somebody, I might find me at last minute. And I think we got so next week might be the last show for a little bit. I do know that I have January 9th. I have Chris Marks is going to be on from Three Little Pigs. He will be on the 9th. I do have some stuff in January. I got the 9th. I got Chris Marks on the 9th, and then I got OG Bandits is going to be on the 30th, and I don't know what's going to happen the rest of it because the 16th we're going to be in Memphis, so maybe we'll do a live from Michelle's house, and then
I'll be here.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do something from there, and then who knows what we'll do. And then the 23rd, I don't have anything yet because I haven't reached out.
What are you doing in Memphis on the 16th?
On my way down to the shed.
Oh, you're making your. Oh, it's pit stop.
It's pit stop. I want to stop. I'm going to stop it in South Haven. So I'm going to go to. I want to go to Gus's. There's a Gus's on that street.
Gus's.
Gus's fried chicken.
Oh, downtown. The OG one's closer to my house, not the one downtown.
Well, I'm not going to go downtown. I'm going to South Haven. I think there's one in South Haven.
That's not the OG one. If you want the OG Gus's, it's by my house.
Oh, I don't want to go downtown.
You don't want to go to South Haven either. It's not that the original Gus's fried chicken is literally 10 minutes from my house.
All right. Well, then you'll have to get me the address. As long as it's not in the city, I'm good.
No, we're north. We're north of Memphis.
Oh, well.
I'll get with you.
We'll get with you. We'll figure that out. Because how could you not? I mean, I've been to the one in South Haven. So.
Yeah, South Haven's cool. I like South Haven, Mississippi, but that's not the OG Gus's. You want to go to the OG Gus's. Brandon will tell you about the OG Gus's because that's his favorite place.
All right, well, then we'll go to the OG Gus's. What depends on what time we get there. I'd see what time we're getting down there.
Well, coming from where you're coming from, it's closer because we're about 30 minutes closer.
Yeah, well, the goal was to stay in South Haven, but I mean, are there good hotels around the OG Gus's that won't get killed or anything?
Correct. I'll get with you.
Yeah, we'll talk afterwards. I don't want to smear towns with. I mean, I'm from Chicago, for crying out loud. I mean,
no, we'll get with you. We live in the bougie part of the area.
Ooh, so. All right, everybody. Thanks for stopping in. Michelle, thanks for co-hosting as always. Thanks to our guests, Susie and Todd, for jumping on.
Just to see them again.
Yeah, well, that's always good. I have to schedule Ryan to go do things. I'll have to call up and give him appointments. Like, oh, Ryan, you can't be on this week because you got to do.
You do at the dentist.
Yeah, you got to go to the dentist. No, you forgot to get your beard trimmed. So anyway, all right, everybody. See you next week. Michelle, see you again next week because you'll be here next week cooking.
So yeah,
I like
post in
the-
the comments any recipes you want ideas for the Christmas holiday. I will come up with one for you before next week.
All right. Bye, everybody. Nice to see you again. And thank you very much. And as always, be kind and courteous to everybody. It is the Christmas holiday season, but you should be nice anyway, whether it's Christmas or not. You should be nice to everybody, period. And that's just all I'm going to say on that. We just all need to learn to just be nice to people. All right. Everybody have a great day. Have a great week. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.